लकी तेरी सुरमे दानिया, लकी तेरी हील गोरीए, लकी तेरी कुर्ती येलो लैंदी जेड़ी फील गोरीए। लकी तेरी सुरमे दानिया, लकी तेरी हील गोरीए, लकी तेरी कुर्ती येलो लैंदी जेड़ी फील गोरीए।
पागल आशिक लग गया पीछे, मैं तो मर गई यार, मैं तो मर गई यार। और लेके पहला पहला प्यार भर के आंखों में खुमार, जादू नगरी से आया है कोई जादूगर। और लेके पहला पहला प्यार भर के आंखों में खुमार, जादू नगरी से आया है कोई जादूगर। मोहब्बत हाय 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 तेरे से ही करती हूँ। जिंदा हूँ क्योंकि तेरे पे मैं मरती हूँ। जिंदा हूँ क्योंकि तेरे पे मैं मरती हूँ।
ओ करता तू एक एहसान गोरीए, चक चक गब्बरू दी जान गोरीए। करता तू एक एहसान गोरीए, आ चक गब्बरू दी।
दो नैनों से नैन मिले जो हो गए दो से चार, और लेके पहला पहला प्यार भर के आंखों में खुमार, जादू नगरी से आया है कोई जादूगर। और लेके पहला पहला प्यार भर के आंखों में खुमार, जादू नगरी से आया है कोई जादूगर। और लेके पहला पहला प्यार भर के आंखों में खुमार, जादू नगरी से आया है कोई जादूगर।
एक हो गए हम और तुम, तो उड़ गई नींदें रे, और खन की पायल मस्ती में तो कंगन। ये पहली बार मिले, तुम पे ये दम निकले, तुम पे ये जवानी धीरे धीरे मांगम मचले रे। हम्मा 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 हम्मा।
मुझे डर इस बात का है बस कि कहीं ना ये रात निकल जाए मेरी इतनी भी पास। दुआ मत कहीं मेरे हाथों से न बात निकल जाए। बोलूंगा सच में जो दे तू इजाजत, सबर भी अब करने लगा बगावत। जुल्फे हैं जालिम और आंखें हैं आफत, लगता है होने वाली है कयामत। मत तड़पाए से तू न करना इंसाफी, जो गलती करने वाला हूँ मैं उसके लिए पहले से ही मांगता हूँ माफी।
चांदनी जैसा ये बदन जन्म मिला तुमको, मन ने सोचा था जैसा रूप तेरा आया नजर हमको।
सितम खुली खुली सनम गोरी गोरी बाहें करती रही हो, हमें तुमने जो गले लगाया तो खो ही गए हम। एक होगा हम और तुम,
हम्मा हम्मा हम्मा।
ही दिलदार, तू ही मेरा प्यार, तेरा मेरे दिल में है दरबार। कर दे एक बार बेड़ा पार, मुझे घर पार लगे बेकार, फिरूं मैं बन के तेरा जोगी।
तू यार तू ही दिलदार, तू ही मेरा प्यार, तेरा मेरे दिल में है दरबार।
कर दे एक बार बेड़ा पार, मुझे घर बार लगे बेकार, फिरूं मैं बन के तेरा जोगी। तेरे बिन दुनिया में क्या खोना क्या पाना, आरज़ू है दिल है तू ही तू। तेरे संग बना हूँ मलंग तो सब है दंग, हुई ये दुनिया मुझसे तंग। लाई है उमंग एक तरंग, बाज मृदंग तो बदले ढंग, फिरूं मैं बन के तेरा जोगी। कर दे एक बार बेड़ा पार, मुझे घर बार लगे बेकार, फिरूं मैं बन के तेरा जोगी। सब लोग मनाए सोग, कहें ये जोग है मेरे मन का कोई रोग। है ये प्रेम आग तो बेलाग, रात को जाग गाऊं मैं राग, फिरूं मैं बन के तेरा जोगी।
तू यार तू ही दिलदार, तू ही मेरा प्यार, तेरा मेरे दिल में है दरबार।
कर दे एक बार बेड़ा पार, मुझे घर बार लगे बेकार, फिरूं मैं बन के तेरा जोगी।
बन के तेरा जोगी,
बन के तेरा जोगी,
बन के तेरा जोगी,
बन के तेरा जोगी।
तेरे माथे झूमर दमके, तेरे कानों वाली चमके है रे। तेरे हाथों कंगना खनके, तेरे पैरों पायल छनके है रे। नैनों से बोले रब्बा रब्बा, मन में डोले रब्बा रब्बा, अमृत घोले रब्बा रब्बा, तू सोनी है।
Sony, le acha mahi ve. Everybody sing Sony, le Sony, le acha mahi ve. Chinte mahi ve. Sony, le acha mahi ve. Everybody sing Sony, le acha mahi ve. That's the way mahi ve.
ओ तेरी आंखें काली काली, तेरा गोरा गोरा मुखड़ा है रे। तेरी रंगत जैसे सोना, तू चांद का जैसे टुकड़ा है रे। तेरे गाल गुलाबी रब्बा रब्बा, चाल शराबी रब्बा रब्बा, दिल की खराबी रब्बा रब्बा, तू सोनी।
Chinte mahi ve. Sony, le acha mahi
जा तू मेरी रानी तेनू महल दवा दूंगा बन मेरी महबूबा मैं तेनू ताज पवा दूंगा बन जा तू मेरी रानी तेनू महल दवा दूंगा बन मेरी महबूबा मैं तेनू ताज पवा दूंगा सुन मेरी रानी रानी बन मेरी रानी रानी शाहजहान मैं तेरा तेनू मुमताज बना दूंगा बन जा तू मेरी रानी तेनू महल दवा दूंगा
बदन तेरे दी खुशबू मैनू सोहना देवे नी रातां नू उठ उठ के सोचां बारे तेरे नी बदन तेरे दी खुशबू मैनू सोहना देवे नी रातां उठ उठ के सोचां बारे तेरे नी
सुन मेरी रानी रानी बन मेरी रानी रानी हाँ कर दे तू मैनू मैं दुनिया नू हिला दूंगा बन जा तू मेरी रानी तेनू महल दवा दूंगा बुलावा मैनू तेरे नाम दा आया नी तेरे पिछे दुनियादारी छड़ मैं आया नी इश्क बुलावा मैनू तेरे नाम दा आया नी तेरे पिछे दुनियादारी छड़ मैं आया नी सुन मेरी रानी रानी बन मेरी रानी रानी दिल दी है जागीर ते तेरा मैं ना लिखवा दूंगा बन जा तू मेरी रानी तेनू महल दवा दूंगा अखियां नू रहन दे अखियां दे कोल कोल अखियां नू रहन दे अखियां दे कोल कोल आजा नी आजा सोनी आजा मेरे दिल दे कोल आजा नी आजा सोनी आजा मेरे दिल दे कोल अखियां नू रहन दे अखियां दे कोल कोल सुन मेरी रानी रानी बन मेरी रानी रानी शाहजहान मैं तेरा तेनू मुमताज बना दूंगा बन जा तू मेरी रानी तेनू महल दवा दूंगा
और लड़के कहाँ से आया है रे तू प्यारा है शक्ल से अकल का मारा है रे तू लड़के और लड़के कहाँ से आया है रे तू प्यारा है शक्ल से अकल का मारा है रे तू
हाँ चल गई मेरी बातों से तू चल गई हाँ खल गई तुझे खल गई मेरी बेपरवाही खल गई ओ तरुआ तू किस खेत की मूली है जरा पता
टीवी पे ब्रेकिंग न्यूज हर मेरा घाघरा है बगदाद से लेके दिल्ली आगरा टीवी पे ब्रेकिंग न्यूज हर मेरा घाघरा है बगदाद से लेके दिल्ली आगरा बड़ा बेशर्म है तू तो लिखा है बड़ा ये कमर नजर पता उमर देखो बेरुखी पे कैसे अटका है बड़ा
ढल गई तू
पे ब्रेकिंग न्यूज बगदाद से लेके दिल्ली आगरा।
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Neha and Kaushik Sangeet Night. We'll be starting our program shortly. I'd like to encourage all guests to please grab a drink, grab a plate of food. We will be starting the program shortly. Those of you that are performing, if you can please start getting ready. Thank you.
तेरी आंखों के मतवाले काजल को मेरा सलाम, जुल्फों के काले काले बादल को मेरा सलाम। हो तेरी आंखों के मतवाले काजल को मेरा सलाम, जुल्फों के काले काले बादल को मेरा सलाम। घायल कर दे मुझे यार तेरी पायल की झनकार, सोनी सोनी तेरी सोनी हर अदा को सलाम। सलाम इश्क 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 सलाम इश्क, सलाम इश्क 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 सलाम इश्क, सलाम इश्क सलाम सलाम इश्क सलाम, सलाम इश्क सलाम सलाम इश्क सलाम।
तेरी मस्तानी अनजानी बातों को मेरा सलाम, रंगों में डूबी डूबी रातों को मेरा सलाम। ख्वाबों में हो गई मैं, दीवानी हो गई मैं, ओ सोनी सोनी तेरी सोनी हर अदा को सलाम। सलाम इश्क 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 सलाम इश्क, सलाम इश्क 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 सलाम इश्क, सलाम इश्क सलाम सलाम इश्क सलाम, सलाम इश्क सलाम सलाम इश्क सलाम। ओ तेरे होठों विच मेहंदी का रंग खिला है, तुझे सपनों दा चंगा महबूब मिला है। मेरे बन्नों प्यारे प्यारे सारी दुनिया से न्यारे, इस डोली में तूने जा डोलिया
तेरी मेरी नजर जो मिली पहली बार, हो गया तुझसे प्यार। दिल है क्या जा भी तुझ पे निसार, मैंने तुझ पे किया एतबार।
मैं भी तो तुझ पे मर गई, दीवानापन क्या कर गई, मेरी हर धड़कन बेताब है, पलकों बिच तेरा ख्वाब है।
ओ जान से भी प्यारी प्यारी जानिया को सलाम, सलाम इश्क, सलाम इश्क 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 सलाम इश्क, सलाम इश्क 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 सलाम इश्क,
सलाम इश्क सलाम सलाम इश्क सलाम, सलाम इश्क सलाम सलाम इश्क सलाम।
मैं तेरे इश्क में दो जहां वार दूं, मेरे वादे पे कर ले यकीन। कह रही है ज़मीं कह रहा आसमां, तेरे जैसा दूजा नहीं।
ऐसे जादू ना डाल दे, ना आऊं मैं तेरे नाल दे, छोटी तारीफें छोड़ दे, अब दिल मेरे दिल से जोड़ दे।
ओ जो भी है दिल से निकली उस दुआ को सलाम, सलाम इश्क। सलामे इश्क 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 सलामे इश्क सलामे इश्क 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 सलामे इश्क
सलामे इश्क सलामे सलामे इश्क सलामे सलामे इश्क सलामे सलामे इश्क सलामे रब से है इल्तिजा माफ कर दे मुझे मैं तो तेरी इबादत करूं है मेरी सोनिए ना खबर है तुझे तुझसे कितनी मोहब्बत करूं
तेरे बिन सब कुछ बेनूर है मेरी मांग में तेरा सिंदूर है सांसों में यही पैगाम है मेरा सब कुछ तेरे नाम है
धड़कनों में रहने वाली सोनिए को सलाम
तेरी आंखों के मतवाले काजल को मेरा सलाम जुल्फों के काले काले बादल को मेरा सलाम
ख्वाबों में खो गई मैं दीवानी हो गई मैं
ओ सोनी सोनी तेरी सोनी हर अदा को सलाम
सलामे इश्क 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 सलामे इश्क सलामे इश्क 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 सलामे इश्क
सलामे इश्क सलामे 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 सलामे इश्क
कि मेहंदी क्या कहना बंदो का जोड़ा क्या कहना बंदो लगे हैं फूलों का कहना बंदो की आंखें कजरारी बंदो लगे सबसे प्यारी बंदो पे जाऊं मैं वारी वारी
बन्नों की सहेली रेशम की डोरी छुप छुप के शर्माए देखे चोरी चोरी बन्नों की सहेली रेशम की डोरी छुप छुप के शर्माए देखे चोरी चोरी ये माने या ना माने मैं तो इस पे मर गया ये लड़की है
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting in the next 5 minutes. We'd like to encourage everyone to please find a seat. Thank you.
बाबुल की गलियां ना छड़ के जाना पागल दीवाना इसको समझाना बाबुल की गलियां ना छड़ के जाना पागल दीवाना इसको समझाना देखो जी देखो ये तो मेरे पीछे पड़ गया ये लड़का है अल्लाह हाय हाय रे अल्लाह ये लड़का है अल्लाह हाय हाय रे अल्लाह
लब कहे ना कहे बोलती है नजर प्यार नहीं छुपता यार छुपाने से प्यार नहीं छुपता यार छुपाने से
रूप घूंघट में हो तो सुहाना लगे बात नहीं बनती यार बताने से
ये दिल की बात बातें दिल ही जाने या जाने खुदा, ये लड़की है अल्लाह, हाय हाय रे अल्लाह,
ये लड़का है अल्लाह, हाय हाय रे अल्लाह। मांगने से कभी हाथ मिलता नहीं, जोड़ियां बनती हैं पहले से सबकी, जोड़ियां बनती हैं पहले से सबकी।
ओ लेके बारात घर तेरे आऊंगा मैं, मेरी नहीं ये तो मर्जी है रब की।
कर जा रे जायूं छोटी मोटी बातें ना बना, ये लड़का है अल्लाह, हाय हाय रे अल्लाह, ये लड़का है अल्लाह, हाय हाय रे अल्लाह।
पन्नों की सहेली रेशम की डोरी, छुप छुप के शर्माए देखे चोरी चोरी।
बाबुल की गलियां ना छड़के जाना, पागल दीवाना इसको समझाना।
ये माने या न माने मैं तो इस पे मर गया, ये लड़की है अल्लाह, हाय हाय रे अल्लाह,
ये लड़का है अल्लाह, हाय हाय रे अल्लाह,
ये लड़की है अल्लाह, हाय हाय रे अल्लाह।
ये लड़का है अल्लाह, हाय हाय रे अल्लाह।
ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਇੱਕ ਪਲ ਇੱਕ ਜਾਣੀਆਂ, ਅੱਜ ਹੈ ਕੱਲ ਫਿਰ ਉੜ ਜਾਣੀਆਂ। ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਇੱਕ ਪਲ ਇੱਕ ਜਾਣੀਆਂ, ਅੱਜ ਹੈ ਕੱਲ ਫਿਰ ਉੜ ਜਾਣੀਆਂ, ਉੜ ਜਾਣੀਆਂ, ਉੜ ਜਾਣੀਆਂ, ਉੜ ਜਾਣੀਆਂ।
एक दिन एक पल एक जानिया, आज है कल फिर उड़ जानिया, उड़ जानिया, उड़ जानिया, उड़ जानिया।
आ मिल जा फिर गले हंसते हंसते, सलाम नमस्ते, 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 सलाम नमस्ते। झूमते सारे ये नजारे हैं, जान लो इनका मतलब ये इशारे हैं।
काम की कितनी ये बहारे हैं, गिरती पलकों पर मेरी सब दीवारें हैं।
सारा हाथ तो कटाना, थोड़ा भंगड़ा कटाना, दिल दिल से मिलाना मेरे जानिया।
ये वक्त सुहाना बन जाएगा पवन सन, वक्त सुहाना मेरे जानिया, ओ मेरे जानिया, मेरे जानिया, मेरे जानिया।
आ मिल जा फिर गले हंसते हंसते, सलाम नमस्ते, 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 सलाम नमस्ते। खुशियाँ खिलता है कोई
हंस के कर लेना बात तू कोई देखना मेरी किस्मत जागी या सोई बीती जाए जिंदगानी जो भी कहनी सुनानी कहते वो कहानी मेरे जानिया
तेरी मेरी ये जवानी एक बारी है ये आनी फिर खत्म कहानी मेरे जानिया मेरे जानिया मेरे जानिया मेरे जानिया
आने जा फिर गले हंसते हंसते
सलाम नमस्ते
सलाम नमस्ते
सलाम नमस्ते
सलाम नमस्ते सलाम नमस्ते सलाम नमस्ते सलाम नमस्ते सलाम नमस्ते
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Neha and Govi Sangeet Night. You guys ready to have a good time tonight? I think we could do a little bit better. You guys ready to have a good time tonight? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Can we get a round of applause for how beautiful the bride looks tonight? And how about a round of applause for our groom one time? Thank you so much. My name is DJ Shilpa. I'm super excited to be here with all of you. At this time, I'd like to hand the mic over to our MCs. A big round of applause for the sister of the bride, Shivani, and the groom's brother, Nihar.
All right. Good evening, everyone. We are so excited because for the next hour or so, two unbelievably loving, beautiful, talented individuals, aka us, your MCs for the night, me, Nihar, my brother, beautiful brother. I'm Kaushik's younger brother, and we have here Shivani, one of Neha's older sisters. Thank you, thank you.
All right. So we have been anxiously waiting for this day, a day where we get to celebrate two people who are so special to us and hear about them from those who have been in their lives for a long time. I do have a question, though. I mean, Sangeets are fun events, they're fun pre-wedding events, but now they've had two weddings, so would this be the reception?
I mean, technically, they're gonna get married again tomorrow is what I've heard, so that'll be their third wedding. I guess they just like each other so much, they just keep getting married. I don't know what's going on. But we're here to celebrate post their second wedding, and we're gonna enjoy the Sangeet for them.
Yeah, I mean, Govi has always said that his favorite number for some weird reason is 3. So I guess that does make sense. Before we get started, though, I want to clarify another thing with you. So, what's your brother's name? Because it took me about 6 months to realize that it maybe wasn't Govi.
All right, so let me clear something up. My brother goes by 3 different aliases, all right, that you may know him by. Neha's family exclusively knows him by Govi, which is technically a shortened version of our last name. But if you were to say Govi to any of my family members, they'd be like, who is that? We're all Govis. We're all like, what does that even mean? So he goes by Kaushik, his technical real name, which some people know him by, and Pintu, which is our family's nickname for him. And so if you hear any of these 3 names, just know that it's this handsome man right here.
Woo! All right, so to start the evening off, we have a special dance performance. Neha has always been a mentor to all her nieces and nephews, and is often enlisted in the task in choreographing dances and teaching them. Let's welcome with a loud cheer all of her nieces and nephews from all parts of the world who are going to be performing tonight. Woo! So we're gonna.
सजना तेरे लिए सजना ये चूड़ी कंगना बस तेरे लिए पाई है हाँ संग तेरे है जीना मरना कसम मैंने खाई है सजना तेरे लिए सजना ये चूड़ी कंगना बस तेरे लिए पाई है हाँ संग तेरे है जीना मरना कसम मैंने खाई है ये भी न जाने वो भी न जाने नैनों के रंग नैना जाने मिला जो संग तेरा उड़ा पतंग मेरा हवा में होके मलंग जग की कोई रीत न जाने मैं तो बस तेरी हुई दीवानी मिला जो संग तेरा उड़ा पतंग मेरा हवा में होके मलंग मैं छोड़ा ही घर बार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना तू ही है संसार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना ये पागल सा है प्यार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना मैं छोड़ा ही घर बार मेरा ओ मखना छोड़ा ही घर बार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना तू ही है संसार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना ये पागल सा है प्यार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना मैं छोड़ा ही घर बार मेरा ओ मखना
Thank you all for your patience. We're gonna restart the program in a minute. Thank you all for your concern. We're going to have a seat and restart the program. To all the girls who have been on the dance floor, we're going to have you guys do that again. So we're going to restart that one. All right. You guys get in.
सजना तेरे लिए सजना ये चूड़ी कंगना बस तेरे लिए पाई है हाँ संग तेरे है जीना मरना कसम मैंने खाई है सजना तेरे लिए सजना ये चूड़ी कंगना बस तेरे लिए पाई है हाँ संग तेरे है जीना मरना कसम मैंने खाई है
ये भी न जाने वो भी न जाने नैनों के रंग नैना जाने मिला जो संग तेरा उड़ा पतंग मेरा हवा में होके मलंग जग की कोई रीत न जाने मैं तो बस तेरी हुई दीवानी मिला जो संग तेरा उड़ा पतंग मेरा हवा में होके मलंग मैं छुड़ाई घर बार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना अब तू ही है संसार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना ये पागल सा है प्यार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना मैं छुड़ाई घर बार मेरा ओ मखना छुड़ाई घर बार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना अब तू ही है संसार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना ये पागल सा है प्यार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना मैं छुड़ाई घर बार मेरा ओ मखना
Slow it down.
ओ एक तेरे संग यारा अख लड़ने लगी अख लड़ लड़ के आगे बढ़ने लगी
एक तेरे संग यारा अख लड़ने लगी अख लड़ के आगे बढ़ने लगी
ओ तेरे दिल के इशारे ये तो पढ़ने लगी
लड़ के आगे बढ़ने लगी
ओ मुंडा जिद पे अड़ा ओ तेरे पीछे पड़ा ओ मुंडा जिद पे अड़ा तेरे पीछे पड़ा मेरे नाल कर ले जरा दिल देना दिल लेना दिल देना दिल लेना है सौदा है सौदा है सौदा
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for them, please.
Wow. Let's have another round of applause for them. That was amazing. I mean, I'm going to be dancing next, but I'm honestly nervous after seeing that. So please don't judge me against them. That was great. Okay.
All right, so moving right along. Since a young age, my dad's brothers and sisters have played a very key role and who the person is that Neha is for all of us now. Representing the Gupta Parivar, representing the Gupta Parivar, we have Ashok Taya, Rashmi Tai, and Poonam Puji.
Hello. During the performances, we'd like to request everybody to keep their voices down just so everything can be heard. A kind request just to keep everybody's voices down during the performances.
Namaste and welcome to all. I'd like to speak very briefly, just a few words. I'll recite the Gayatri Mantra to start the function. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenayam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yo Nah Prachodaya. Welcome to all, and I'll first give the mic to Poonam, my sister.
Thank you, everyone, for the applause. I don't think it was enough, but anyway, I like to do that always, and especially for Neha. This is the moment. I don't even know what to say about Neha, but the one thing that I can vouch for is she is the best. I'm going to get a lot of flag for that. In the past also, when I've said that, my own kids have said, but anyway, because she's the youngest of the grandkids, my father's grandkids, so she is the very best. But the thing is that even as a young child, she was very honest and truthful. And one of the incidents that I can say is that she was very little, I think maybe 6 or 7 years old. And I don't know, Sumit must be here. He can also collaborate what happened that day. He took her to Chuck E. Cheese and tried to sneak in with her. He was probably 14 or 15, so they let him in, but he had this Neha with him. So he had taken her to enjoy. But the guy said, "How old is she?" And he said, "I don't know. What did you say, Sumit? Where are you? Did you say she is 8, 9, or 10? And of course, Neha, who is the honest little girl, in spite of the fact that as soon as she said, "I am 6 or 7, whatever she said. And the guy said, "No, you can't enter. So please, out." So this is one of the things that she has always stood for is honesty and integrity. And the other things that I remember from from her childhood is she was always very particular about things. And of course, her dad is here. And I had to scream and shout at him because she was calling me almost every day to complain about her dad. She would call me and say, "Booj, please call my dad. He's doing this to me. He's doing that to me." So anyway, then I had to scream and shout at her dad. But hopefully now she's out of all that and she might be doing it to who knows, the person sitting to her right, you know. So Neha, I love you a lot and I wish you the best in your future married life. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Poonam. On behalf of the Gupta family from UK, East Africa, and also from Canada, I do want to convey the sincere congratulations to Kamal, Nisha, and the family, Neha, of course, the Govind Rajan family also. But for Neha, as you were growing up, you were always with the family. You were like a pivot for the family, high school and college. I remember your college graduation from St. Louis. Oh my God, what a blast we had at that time. Your passion for dance and art, your arangetram was just wonderful. Neha, you are also very action-oriented. Planning, execution of those plans and things is just wonderful. I think that positive attitude of service toward others withstands with you. I think I also have seen the face where in difficult times, strenuous times, you have stood up with courage and patience. Neha, one piece of advice to you: always remember to keep the name of your family high and respect all elders and love all your younger ones. With that, our blessings for you. May you attain full long life with Govi, health, wealth, prosperity, and may you live in progress all the time with wisdom. Thank you so much. And
I'll say a few words. A lot has been said about Neha, but when Neha was born, she was a little baby, and by that time, I think Virat was 3 years and a brat. So I always used to come to Neha's house because I wanted to see this little baby almost daily. From Troy to Bloomfield Hills, we used to make the trek to see her and hold her. And then things, but I always thought of her as a child. And things went on. She went to school, she went to high school, she went to college, med school and all of that. Always still thinking as a child. But today, when I saw her as a bride, it brought a tear to my eye. My little girl has grown up. She's now a married woman. Bless you, beta. Bless you.
thank you all.
Wow, thank you so much for those wonderful speeches. That was great to hear so much from Neha's family, especially for me to hear like personal stories that they have about her. But just as a reminder, please, 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 during this program, can you please, we ask you to please find a seat. Please try and be as quiet and respectful as possible to everyone that's up here. We all wanna honor Neha and Kaushik and Govi. For you, those of you who know him as Govi. We all want to make sure that we all pay special attention to them. So we please, please, please ask you to please take a seat and just stay silent during the performances and the speeches. Thank you so much.
Well, Poonam Pooji, it's good to know who your favorite is here. All right, the next dance is extra special to Neha. Neha has had 3 dance partners growing up: Sonali, Virat, and Omkar. We are missing Omkar dearly today and know he would have loved sharing the stage laughing in dance practices, and causing immense stress to Neha for not practicing, but then killing it on the dance floor in the end. In this medley, the first song is Neha's favorite dance that she's done with Sonali for several years. The second is a classic that Neha and Virat did growing up. And the third is the four of them dancing together in spirit. Please welcome them.
नैनो वाले ने नैनो वाले ने छेड़ा मन का प्याला छलकाई मधुशाला मेरा चैन रैन नैन अपने साथ ले गया नैनो वाले ने नैनो वाले ने नैनो वाले ने छेड़ा मन का प्याला छलकाई मधुशाला मेरा चैन रैन नैन अपने साथ ले गया बोले चूड़िया बोले कंगना हाय मैं हो गई तेरी साजना बोले चूड़िया बोले कंगना हाय मैं हो गई तेरी साजना तेरे बिन जिया नहीं लगदा मैं ते मर गईया लजा लजा सोनिए लजा लजा दिल लजा लजा
बोले चूड़िया बोले कंगना हाय मैं हो गया तेरा साजना तेरे बिन जियो नहीं यूं लगदा मैं ते मर जावा लजा लजा सोनिए लजा लजा दिल लजा लजा हो ओ चांद की उतार ली है दोनों बालियां आजा आजा हाथ मार दे तालियां
चांद की उतार ली है दोनों बालियां जा जा हाथ मार दे तालियां
बिलोनी 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 हाथ मार दे तालियां
बिलोनी 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 हाथ मार दे तालियां
आज चांदनी कूटेंगे
आसमान को लूटेंगे
चल धुआं उड़ा के झूम 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 बराबर 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 झूम बराबर
Ladies and gentlemen, a nice big round of applause for them. Thank you.
Woo woo! Keep clapping. Woo! Yes!
Amazing, amazing. You guys are too good. You guys definitely practiced well in advance for this, which I can't say that for all the dances tonight, but we're gonna make it a good time. All right, next up, we have one of my brother's best friends from college. This is a man that my brother actually stayed with after college in the tiniest apartment possible in New York, which is like literally just a corridor with two, what you could call them rooms, but I wouldn't really call them rooms. And I had the privilege of staying with them one spring break, and I was barely fitting in there. His name is Saurav. And we're gonna have him give us a great speech about all the great times that he shared with my brother.
All right, hi everyone. Govi asked me to say some flattering things about him, so this shouldn't take too long. So about 14 years ago, Govi knocked on my door in my freshman year dorm room. He introduced himself and then insisted that I was mispronouncing my own name. I remember thinking, like, I already can't stand this guy. Somehow we became best friends, and now no one can stand me either. Govi and I basically morphed into the same person for a while there. So we were living in New York as bachelors. We joined the online dating scene on OkCupid, took like a 200-question survey to get our computer algorithm optimal matches in New York City. My number one match, 99.8% compatibility on OkCupid, was Govi. In a city of 1.5 million single people, Govi was my computer-generated soulmate. But 99.8%, it's a good score, but it's not a perfect score. That would ultimately be achieved by Neha. If you've seen these two together, you know they're not just wholly compatible, but they really do bring out the best in each other. They just beam happiness, joy, laughter when they're together because, as they should, they found amazing, outstanding life partners in one another. So, Neha, a little bit about your life partner. I think all of us who've known Govi for a while, we can attest that his warmth, his generosity, his loyalty have always defined him, just like his lack of punctuality has always defined him. His dance moves have always stolen the show, even when no one has asked him to dance, and even when there isn't any music playing. And I can attest that Govi has never let anything get in the way of what's important to him, even his penchant for sleeping in. But we'll make sure to set a couple extra alarms for tomorrow morning. In all seriousness, those of us who've known Govi for so long have loved and admired him and have been so lucky to have him in our lives. Whether you know him as Govi or Kaushik or Pintu or his full name, Aditya Ravi Chandra Venkata Govindaraju Kaushik. Whatever you know him as, you're not surprised that he's been an amazing husband and will continue to be an amazing husband for you, Neha. Super Uncle Palaviantu, you raised an incredible son. And to the Gupta family, you're getting an exceptional son-in-law. And based on his Bhangra skills alone, I think he's the Punjabi son you always wanted. I'm just so happy to be here tonight. I'm so thrilled for the two of you and your families. Neha, you're getting an excellent man. Govi, I love you. So happy to have you in my life. And I'm so glad you knocked on my door all those years ago.
Thank you so much, Saro, for that wonderful speech. It was great to hear some stories from him when he was a grown man in college and your experiences with him. Next up, we have some stories from people who have known him since they were born. His two cousins from my mom's side. We have Reva and Ritvik.
Woo! Let's give them a warm welcome.
Thank you, Nihar and Shivani. You guys are the GOATs, and you know that. First one to start off by just saying how grateful I feel to be here right now. It's pretty cool to be in a moment like this, watching people I love celebrate something that's so special. And just want to start by talking about Pintu the guy, or Kaushik, or Govi, or whatever you want to call him. He's not just a cousin. And he's not just someone who shows up to family events and you see twice a year and goes away. He's someone who's a friend, a mentor, and someone who will watch third league Romanian soccer with me when no one else will. And what I mean by that is that he's a great guy, an amazing human. And a part of that includes me, as I grew up, just watching him mature, whether that was coming back from Thanksgiving from Northwestern or ending up in Michigan for residency and getting to hang out with him so much. And a part of his passions kind of became mine. So now I can never shake being a Tottenham Hotspur supporter for the rest of my life. Come on, you Spurs. But yeah, that's a part of it, right? You love someone, you have to have that with you. And that's why the guy he is made meeting Neha so special. And before we dive into that, I want to let Reba talk about Pintu for a second.
Okay, I'm sorry, I have like notes and he didn't, so that's kind of embarrassing. Okay, as my brother mentioned, as we were growing up, the main times we would see Pintu was during Thanksgiving break. This was hardly a time that brown people even celebrate, but you made it a thing that we wanted to celebrate. It was something I would look forward to every year, and I was always trying to get him a little souvenir or letter, and I would notice that you always still hung it up in your room. And I also remember all the family road trips we would have as kids where we would go in separate cars, and no one wanted to sit with me more than Pintu did, even though he could definitely sit with Ritvik and Nihar and have a much more fun time, have more things to talk about. But we would just talk about endless nonsense for hours because that's just the kind of caring and fun person he is. The thing I love about Pintu is that this dude is basically 60 years old and loves to hate on me for being Gen Z. Yeah, he's probably a bigger Drake fan than I even am and knows all the new hip-hop music before I even do. Not only is he just an old cousin, he's a fellow Gen Z friend.
And that's why it was actually insane when we met Neha, because we're like, how are there two of them in the same room? You know? Like, we're talking about two loving, caring people who just go above and beyond for the people that they love. You notice it with the way Neha is with her own family, but when we first met her, she took a deep dive into my life that I don't think anyone ever has when I first met them, which I really appreciated. And you probably know this past year, I've even relied on you so much for just like so many things, and it's meant a lot. And it's really cool that we probably get to share a lot of those moments in the future. So thank you guys, and I'm really happy to be here.
Okay. Again, Neha, I love you so much. We love you so much. And since I was basically the only girl in this family, it's so nice that you are entering this family as a sister I never had. Sorry, Ritvik. I finally now have a sane person's opinions when I have questions, and I'm so thankful for that. I know that Pintu can be a lot, and I never knew that he would meet someone that not only matches his energy, but also knows how to control his craziness. So thank you, Pintu, for being the family designated doctor and helping me with all my ailments. And Neha, I'll be coming to you in the future for all my eye necessities, okay? All right, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you, Reva and Ritvik, for those wonderful speeches. And up next, we're gonna have a little Govindaraju fest for y'all. We have Govi's cousins all doing a little dance for you. It's gonna be a little South Indian mix. And so if we can have all the cousins come up here, I'm gonna introduce them so you have a little idea of who you're even looking at. Oh, and by the way, you get a special guest, the groom himself. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Huh? Yeah. Okay, so we have here the wonderful cast. I'll start from this side and move forward. All right. So we have Okay, we'll start with one of his cousin's daughters. We have Aditi here. And on my dad's side, we have a cousin here, Sweta. Another dad's side cousin, Munna. Dad's side cousins, Simmi and Vinay. Dad's side cousins, Sidhu, Joe, Sweta. Mom's side cousin, Reva and Ritvik, and the big man himself. All right. Oh yeah, and I'm in this too. All right. And I'm Nihar, I am his brother.
పాట చూడు నా పాట చూడు నా పాట చూడు నాటు 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 వీర నాటు 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 ఊర నాటు 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 పచ్చి మిరపలాగా పిచ్చ నాటు 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 పిచ్చు కత్తిలాగా వెర్రి నాటు పోలికేది నాకు తట్టలేదు గాని అమ్మో ఈ లవ్ అనేది బబ్లు గమ్ము అంటుకున్నదంటే పోదు నమ్ము ఎటగానే ఎదురు చూకి తగినట్టుగా నువ్వు బదులు చెబితివే అరే దేవుడా దాని తలో పటే పిల్లడాంట దగ్గరై నన్ను చేరదీస్తివే బుట్ట బొమ్మ నన్ను చుట్టుకుంటివే జిందగీకే అట్ట బొమ్మై జంట కట్టుకుంటివే బుట్ట బొమ్మ నన్ను చుట్టుకుంటివే జిందగీకే అట్ట బొమ్మై జంట కట్టుకుంటివే
మల్లిగాడి ఇంటికాడ మల్లె పూలు కోసుకుంటే చందుగాడి సందుకాడ సందమామ చూసుకుంటే సుబ్బుగాడి తిప్పకాడ సన్న జాజులేరుకుంటే పోటుగాడి తోటకాడ సన్ను గ్లాసులెట్టుకుంటే జాకిరేవు గట్టుకాడ కొత్త సబ్బు రుద్దుకుంటే సింగపూరు సెంటు తీసి కస్సు కస్సు కొట్టుకుంటే ముచ్చెమున్న ముక్కు పుడక ముక్కు మీద పెట్టుకుంటే రోళ్ళు కోళ్ళు గాజులేసి చేతులేమో గల్లుమంటే చీర కట్టునేమో నేను అట్ట ఇట్ట సత్తుకుంటే సింగార కుంకుమెట్టి పెద్ద బొట్టు దిద్దుకుంటే అద్దవులు చూసుకుంటే నాకు నేను ముద్దుకుంటే కుర్రాళ్ళ చూపులన్నీ వచ్చి నన్ను గుద్దుకుంటే సూపర్ మచ్చి అంటే సూపర్ మచ్చి
బల్లే 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 బల్లే
Ladies and gentlemen, give them a big round of applause. Thank you.
Wow, that was great. That Nacho Nacho song is Ethan's favorite song. So we've been listening to it on repeat at home for the last, month. That was great. You okay, Govi? Good? Need a break? All right. Woo! All right. So next we have a top-rated lawyer from Washington, D.C., who usually charges $500 an hour, but we got him for free today. Please welcome Neha's cousin back to the stage, Virat Gupta.
Can we give it up for Shivani and Nihar for a second? Hi, everyone. Good evening. Hi, everyone. How are you? Good evening. Thank you so much. My name is Virat Gupta. I am Neha's older cousin and brother. I want to take you down memory lane real quick. I want to take you to March of 1994. I had not yet joined Kumon, but I was in the Montessori program. I was in tennis class at Square Lake Racket Club, and my mom picked me up and she said, on the way home, we'll stop at a gas station. You can get a Kit Kat and a bouncy ball. I said, absolutely, deal. But soon enough, we found ourselves at a gatehouse on Lone Pine Road, and I knew it had all gone awry. I heard her say Gupta residence, and I knew exactly where I was going. So we were walking into Kamal Uncle's house. This is March of '94 again, and I knew what I was going to find inside. I knew the cast of characters. I was going to find my grandfather. I would touch his feet and then go about my business. My grandmother, I might not say hi. My Kamal Uncle, my Nishanti would be there. Ritu Shivani, probably a cleaning lady, a handyman, and at least one of my dad's sisters would be there. What I didn't know was that in just a moment I would meet what at the time was just a round crying little baby, but someone who became my best friend, my dance partner, my confidant, and my little sister, my little Neha. So all these 28 years later, I have so much I want to tell you all about. I want to tell you all the things that you don't know about Neha. I want to tell you that when she was a kid, she loved anything that was arts and crafts. You give her a single bead, a single grain of sand, a single piece of colored paper, she would be entertained for days. I want to tell you that she's bossy when she's hungry, and even sometimes when she's not. I want to tell you that she was in the back seat of my car when I had my first car accident, and the mess she made of her Cheerios and a hard-boiled egg was even worse than the damage from the car accident. I want to tell you that my Neha surprised me for my 30th birthday in DC, that she was and is still my first call in an emergency, and that she used to peel oranges and make me peanut butter and jelly sandwiches after school. But the bar's open, you guys are here to dance, so I won't bore you with all that, but I do just want to tell you one thing about Neha, and I want to sum it up in one word. If you don't know Neha, everything about Neha is family. Family. Family means a lot of things to a lot of different people. For Neha, family is everything. Family means belonging, it means support, it means responsibility, it means laughter, and it means fun. So our Punam Puji told you earlier that Neha is the youngest of 27 first cousins on our dad's side. She's also the youngest cousin on her mom's side. So she's the favorite, right? Not because she was the baby or not because our grandfather told us that she was his favorite. Not because she became an ophthalmologist or married the most handsome internist that greater Las Vegas area has ever created. But because she's the favorite, because she has individual relationships with every single member of the family. Neha has built family that are friends. So we have our Suraksha Puji and our Punam Puji who are here as the pillars of our Detroit family. And you know, we don't have to say their ages, but you know there are Pujis. Neha is friends with them. So Neha calls them, she'll go to lunch with them, she will confide in them, they will confide in her, right? They're actual real friends. And so it doesn't matter what age you are, whether you're her uncle or aunt or nephew or sister or brother, you want to be Neha's friend. She is authentic, she has an infectious energy. And I do have to say, and I think a lot of our family agree, we're all family, but Neha has made us friends. We have come to think of each other not only as family, but as friends, and we have you to thank for that, Neha. So I'll just take a moment of personal privilege, and I just want to say thanks, Neha. Thank you for being everything that you are, every single thing that you do every day, whether you mess up in the OR or not, you make us proud every single day. Thank you for filling my dad and your dad with a childlike energy that I've never seen before. Thank you for getting us all through hard times with your laugh, your hugs, and your whole self. Thank you for being the glue of our family, and thank you for being my best friend. Neha, the person I have always wanted for you is someone who will make you laugh, that deep belly Neha laugh, like your own family can. Someone who will make you so angry like only your mom can. Someone who will lean into the craziness of the Gupta clan, who will befriend your Pujis, who will grow to love or tolerate our Havans. Someone who would move to freezing cold Siberia, Syracuse, to help you pursue your dreams. And someone who cherishes his family and has friends like family. So Govi, you are absolutely, without a doubt, the person for Neha, for our Neha. I am so grateful that you are her person. And Neha and Govi, I just want to wish you a lifetime of us all growing together, listening to Afro beats, spending way too much money on sneakers and watches, to 90s Bhangra, Cody Rigsby Peloton rides, and always making family into friends. We love you both.
Thank you, Bharat. That was great, and I couldn't agree with what you said more. So usually, for every wedding, Neha is in charge of choreographing and coordinating practices for the aunties and uncles. Neha's gonna be so proud today because after years of instruction from the youngest in the family, they actually did it on their own this time. So let's welcome the Gupta aunties and uncles to the stage. Woo!
मेरी मखना मेरी सोनिए मेरी मखना मेरी सोनिए चन बलिए मेरी मखना मेरी सोनिए है चन बलिए सोनी तेरी चाल सोनी वे लगदी कमाल सोनी वे सोनी तेरी चाल सोनी वे लगदी कमाल सोनी वे मेरी मखना मेरी सोनिए मर जावा है तेरे बिन वे सोनी तेरी चाल सोनी वे लगदी कमाल सोनी वे
हाय सोना मेरा यार सोना वे नचदा कमाल सोना वे
मेरी मखना मेरी सोनिए चन बलिए हाय
Ladies and gentlemen, give them a big round of applause.
That was amazing.
Yeah, they did great.
Let's give them all another round of applause.
Woo!
I'm hoping I can rock my body when I'm at their level.
At their level.
All right. So we'll let them. Oh, we'll move out of the way for the pictures.
Woo! Aw.
Okay. So up next, we have one of my brother's closest friends. They've known each other forever. She was literally there when I was born. I hear about it all the time. My dad and her dad actually went to engineering school together in Las Vegas. They've known each other since the time they were around my age, which is literally so crazy to think about. But my brother loves to tell me the story about he was hanging out with this particular person, and then they got the call. Apparently they were eating the best guacamole that they've ever had in their life, and then they got the call that they need to go to the hospital because I was currently being born at the time. And he's like, man, that was like the greatest dip and chips that I was having, and you made me like go to the hospital and interrupt what I was doing. But anyways, up next we have Radha.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Radha, and I had the wonderful privilege of growing up alongside the groom. He served as an older brother for me, and his parents are really an extension of mine. Before I start with my speech today, I just really want to take a moment and thank the parents for hosting and orchestrating such a beautiful event. It has felt like 3 weddings, and each one of them have outdone one another. Over the years, Pintu has really been, a lot like his parents. When we were growing up, his parents really instilled 3 key values in us. The first is to always be kind. The second is to be smart. The third is to really be generous and give to others as much as you possibly can. And, Kaushik is very much like his parents. He's hardworking, resilient, intelligent, optimistic, But there's really an unspoken quality to Kaushik, and it's something that if you've known him for as long as I have, you'll be able to pick up on this. But in Telugu, we have what is called adrushta, or bhagyashali in Hindi, and that translation is luck. And throughout Kaushik's life, I think this quality has really cultivated every aspect of what he's done. For those of you who know what's called Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. The Govindaraju family is the total opposite of that. Anything that can go right will go right. And that is really what embodies the Govindaraju family. Yeah. Allow me to indulge you a little bit on that. So growing up, every kid had a bowl cut, I'm sure you know, in the 1990s. The great thing about Kaushik's is that not only did he have that haircut, he rocked it, and his neighbor wanted to copy his haircut, Samson. Only in Kaushik's life is that something that would happen. In fact, when it came time to take the PSATs, Kaushik spent most of his time filling in the Scantron bubbles of his last name, and he still became a National Merit finalist. Every year, every year whenever there's a Super Bowl, the team that he picks usually wins. Very lucky. And if you've ever spent any time listening to hip-hop artists, chances are Kaushik has already spent time on an airplane with that artist. Now, this doesn't just stop at Kaushik. Govi's law also extends to his family. One year, when Kaushik's family was golfing, they happened to be on the same golf course as Bill Clinton. Similarly, Venkat Uncle's library has a signed copy of President Barack Obama's book, and he got to meet him. One time, they were out shopping on Rodeo Drive and happened to run into Oprah Winfrey. Suffice to say that Govi's law does exist, and anything that can go right will go right. The most important event is when Kaushik moved to Detroit and met Neha. I don't think he ever really imagined that he would be there for a residency, but he landed not only his top choice, but he landed his top choice. So Neha, I hope you look forward to a lifetime of meeting Oprahs, Barack Obamas, Bill Clintons, because that is what being a part of the Govindaraju family really means. And yeah. Lastly, I'd like to add, Neha, you look like a goddess today. Yeah. And that is so fitting because in our culture, we believe today is the day you became Lakshmi of the house. And I'd also like to add that with that being said, there's also Pati Parmeshwar that we believe in. And that embodies Pintu, Neha, but it also embodies you. So I want to just say, welcome to the family, but I would be wrong in saying that. You have been a part of our family for a few years now. Welcome home, sis. So everyone, please join me in congratulating the beautiful couple. My only advice is this: embrace life, travel often, travel far, and if they ever ask whether there's a doctor on the flight, don't fight over it.
Thank you so much, Radha, for that speech. Woo! And once again, if you haven't been able to find a seat, I would please, please, please ask you to sit down, just get comfy, you know. Your legs are looking tired just standing up. Please find a seat. All right, now up next, we actually have a special performance from some of my brother's nieces on my mom's side. We have Samira and Nia.
You know she like the drama, yeah she a sexy mama. And when she dance, everybody go. You know she like the drama, yeah she a sexy mama. And when she dance, everybody go.
देखो तो भोली कितनी उतनी पर टेढ़ी चीज है बातें करे है कड़वी कड़वी फिर भी लजीज है इतर गुलाबों वाली बोतल शराबों वाली टोटल तबाही वाला सीन है अदाएं बड़ी फंकी करे है नौटंकी ये छोरी बड़ी ड्रामा क्वीन है और बड़ी बड़ी आंखें हैं आंसुओं की टंकी ये छोरी बड़ी ड्रामा क्वीन है अदाएं बड़ी फंकी करे है नौटंकी ये छोरी बड़ी ड्रामा क्वीन है और बड़ी बड़ी आंखें हैं आंसुओं की टंकी ये छोरी बड़ी ड्रामा क्वीन है
जगमगाती लड़कियां ये झिलमिलाती लड़कियां जिनके दीवाने तुम भी तो हो हंसती गाती लड़कियां खिलखिलाती लड़कियां चाहती सब क्या है ये सुनो इन सब के है मन इनकी धड़कन सुनो जरा सपने क्या है इन आँखों में दिल में है क्या अरमान Girls like to swing. जरा आगे निकल के नए रंगों में ढल के अंदाज बदल के मस्ती में है जीना जीवन रस पीना ये बात हुई ना अब शर्माना नहीं
That was absolutely adorable. Let's give another round of applause for Samira and Nia. Okay. All right, up next, we have a special treat for you. A little combo action. We have both of the families coming together to do a dance for you all, including my dad, Neha's dad, my mom, Neha's mom, my brother, Neha's sisters. We're all gonna do a dance for y'all, and we really hope you enjoy.
बीते सारे मौसम बाबुल तेरे घर में अब चले पाओ मेरे पिया के शहर में बीते सारे मौसम बाबुल तेरे घर में शहर में हो तूने विदाइया कैसे लिखी मर जानिया कैसे बताए और रब्बा सही नहीं हो जानिया मधानिया हाय मेरे बाबला तेरिया मिठिया यादां मेरे पिछे पिछे आनिया हाय मेरे बाबला मेरिया हुणे गुड्डिया कोल तेरे रह जानिया That's the way बरसे रंगीनी कलियां है महक भिन भीनी मजे मन में हल्के हल्के शहनाई रे जितने हैं तारे आंचल में आ गए सारे दिल ने जैसे ही लिया उड़ाई रे
हे तू जो आई सज के मेहंदी रच के चल बच के ओ सोनिए दिल कितनों क्या हर गज के ओ सोनिए जिंद माही वे सोनी रे आजा माही वे everybody sing सोनी रे आजा माही वे जिंद माही वे सोनी रे आजा माही वे everybody sing सोनी रे आजा माही वे
Thank you. I have to sincerely apologize because those are the last dance moves that you're getting out of me. I know you all want to see more. But I'm sorry.
So there's a running joke in our family that Neha doesn't do well when she's not at home. So when she was going to St. Louis for college, we were all a little concerned and thought we would have to alternate weekends to be with her. Luckily, Neha was able to find a group of friends that made her feel home away from home, and we were able to have our weekends free. Please welcome to the stage 3 of the 5 members of Pent, Priya, Alize, and Anu. How's everyone doing? Woo!
I hope you're all having a great time.
This is just the beginning.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a good time.
Woo!
My name is Alize. I am one of Neha's friends from college. Along with Nunu and Priya, I have had the pleasure of being friends with Neha for more than 10 years and also roommates for 2. The first time I met Neha was our freshman year on move-in day. I remember Neha running down to introduce herself to me and our other friend, Shobha, as we were her closest friends that she hadn't seen in a long time. Till this day, my dad calls Neha the one who gives the big hugs. This is one of Neha's qualities that I love the most, and I'm sure all of you can relate. She makes you feel so welcomed and loved from the minute she meets you, and you know you'll have a lifelong friend in her. Neha has one of those personalities that makes you happy no matter what. She has a way of lighting up the room, as you all know. She cares for her friends and family like no one you've ever met. Like Virat said earlier, her family is her life. We knew the names of her uncles, aunts, cousins, pets, better than we knew our own family members because she talked about them all the time. Cookie Uncle, I know who you are. I've never met you. Neha, you are truly one of the kindest, purest, and most determined people I've had the pleasure of knowing. However, she does have a funny and eccentric side. If you know Neha, she has no sense of American pop culture. She makes the funniest faces and gestures at maybe the most inappropriate times. And of course, her disgust in sharing drinks and straws with other women. Govi, I've had the pleasure of getting to know you for the past few years, and I can say without a doubt, you are perfect for Neha. You both bring out the best in each other, and I feel like I'm hanging out with Neha 2.0. You embody the same caring and loving qualities as Neha, and you can dance. You both make such a beautiful couple, and I am so happy you both found great love. Congratulations, and I love you both.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Nunu, and like Elise, I also met Neha when we were freshmen at SLU. Technically, I met her for the first time at an ISA meeting, but she had already fully stalked my Facebook page beforehand and decided that we would be friends. And she casually shared this fact when we first met, joking about it as if we had known each other for a million years. I first met Govi on New Year's Eve with nearly our entire friend group present to interrogate him, and we expected him to be a little nervous, but all I remember from my first conversation with Govi was the confidence with which he spoke of his love for Neha and the genuine interest and kindness with which he listened to me discuss the details of my life, and it immediately reminded me of the warmth I felt in first meeting Neha. It's a rare quality to make someone feel as seen and important as Neha does in a first meeting. Yes, and it's no surprise that Govi would possess that same rare quality. Since then, we've discovered more of Govi's most memorable qualities. We've discovered that if you need to get somewhere on time, it's absolutely best not to ask Govi for his help. During Elise's wedding, it took Govi so long to get into an Uber that we had ordered, the app started sending safety alerts because it assumed we had been kidnapped. We're all rooting for you to make it to your Barath on time. But thankfully, as Elise alluded earlier, Govi has been the answer to Neha's pop culture woes. Though she's the youngest among us, she is the oldest soul by far. If I were to give these two a pop quiz right now and ask them to list the Kardashians, I'm sure Govi could list them in age order, and Neha would just be shocked to discover there's more than one. Thank you for taking on the formidable task of keeping Neha up to date with the times. We are happily passing that baton on to you. But on jokes aside, Govi, we have come to know you as the genuine, kind, humorous, and warm-hearted individual that you are, ever deserving of our best friend, and we are just so unbelievably happy that she found you.
Hi everyone, my name is Priya. I know many of you here, and I'm very happy to be speaking to you all today. I have known Neha since, I was writing this and thinking like, when have I known Neha since? And I can't remember a time when I don't remember Neha. Kamal Uncle's office was around the corner from our old house. We went to the same middle school, high school, college, where she introduced me to these lovely ladies as her older sister. We have been stride for stride for many milestones. I raced Neha to the DMV to get my license a couple days before her. We graduated together on the same day. Both of our legal and religious wedding ceremonies have been within weeks of each other, so we have been doing this life thing together for a long time. While I've always considered Neha to be a younger sister to me, like Nunu mentioned, she has always been the wiser soul. For those of you who know Neha, she's a no-nonsense person and an all-nonsense person all at the same time. Her taste in music and movies is 100% nonsense, but her attitude towards her career and her ambitions is definitely no nonsense. She will most definitely accomplish whatever she puts her mind to, and as we have seen her do time and time again, and no different when it comes to finding her life partner. Most people have a broad list of qualities they hope to find in their special someone, but not Neha. Neha had a handwritten, multiple-page list in a notebook of requirements that she would not budge on when entering the dating scene. I'm not exaggerating. I spent at least half an hour looking for this document today. But it's real. These two can attest to that. The first time I met Govi, I was ready with my mental rubric, will he live up to this list? After 5 to 10 minutes we spent with Govi, it felt like he had known us forever. He was completely plugged into our lives, knew what we were up to in our academic and professional careers, knew our partners. You could tell that Neha either talks about us a lot, which is probably true, or that he made a great deal of efforts to learn about us before meeting us. Either way, it showed that Neha and her village were important to him from day one. Seeing you two together is what joy looks like. I can tell how much fun you have together, but also that you have found what safety, trust, and partnership means in a marriage. You love each other so much that you are getting married 3 whole times. Govi, I can see your love for Neha for all that she is. Sometimes stern and picky, often goofy, unapologetically honest, and always, always loving. I don't have much advice to offer as a newlywed, but I do have some to offer as a forever friend and her former roommate. Always keep her in a well air-conditioned space for her sanity, but mostly for yours. But more importantly, keep doing what you're doing. We are so glad Neha brought you into our lives, and cheers to what will no doubt be a beautiful and joyous marriage. We love you both.
Thank you so much for all those kind words. I just want to make a quick announcement. If anyone lost a phone, it has a picture of 4 beautiful children on it. Okay, great. We found it. We found it. Here you go. Okay, great.
All right, so as we get closer to the end of the program, I just want to give Neha and Govi a round of applause. Everyone, they look so lovely tonight. Woo! I'm really enjoying celebrating them. Sorry, I did that as soon as she put a quesadilla in her mouth. All right.
I want to say real quick, I can corroborate that story about my brother not being the most reliable for getting places on time, because this morning for our wedding ceremony, it was 30 minutes from the time that we were supposed to be downstairs, and I was ready. My brother was lying in bed asking me, should I be getting ready right now? So yeah, but I will say
maybe don't share that with Neha.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. So that's why we need the balance of both of them. But I will say, we got there on time. So regardless, we make it through.
As the youngest of the cousins, how many was it? 28? 28, 7? 27. As the youngest of 27 cousins, Neha has been mentored by so many. Dating back to before she was even born, the cousins have always done a dance at the Sangeet, and tonight is no exception. Get your hands together and be ready to do some balle balle. Let's call them all to the dance floor. Woo! No.
सामने तू है ना विस्फोट सा दिल में हुआ रे प्यार के ओशन में एक बोट सा तैर गया रे धक धक करके साउंड जो आया बक बक करके तुझको बकाया वो जरा घबरा के जरा इतरा के कर प्यार से करता रहा छेड़खानियाँ छेड़खानियाँ कभी उल्टी तो सीधी छेड़खानियाँ छेड़खानियाँ करे ऐसी की तैसी छेड़खानियाँ छेड़खानियाँ कभी उल्टी तो सीधी छेड़खानियाँ छेड़खानियाँ करे ऐसी की तैसी
तू होगी 1 2 2 ओ कुड़िए what to do ओ हो गई मुंडे दी पतंगा वर्गी तू एवें उड़दी ओ हो गई मुंडे दी हिला ते चलदी टुक टुक तू करदी मेकअप तू करदी आ अंग्रेजी पढ़दी गिट पिट तू करदी जिम्मे कोइन साडी विक्टोरिया तू कैंटी बिग बैन दी पूरा लंदन ठुमकदा ओ जदों नचे पैन दी पूरा लंदन ठुमकदा तू कैंटी बिग बैन दी पूरा लंदन ठुमकदा ओ जदों नचे पैन दी पूरा लंदन ठुमकदा
Hands together! Woo!
रोक न पावा अखियां विचों गम दियां बरसातां नू तारे गिन गिन याद च तेरी मैं तां जागा रातां नू रोक न पावा अखियां विचों गम दियां बरसातां नू हो 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 इश्क तेरा तड़पावे
while I'm waiting, this is the last call for food. Last call for food. All right, guys. Woo!
All right, up next, we have a dance from both my brother and Neha's friends. Let's have them all come up to the stage. All right, let's give them first a big round of applause, some encouragement. All right, come on, come on. That's all you got? Come on, let's get louder. Come on. We got Govi and Neha's friends, both of them. Come on. We got to hear from both sides. Give them some encouragement. Come on.
मुझसे दूर कहीं ना जा, बस यही कहीं रह जा। मैं तेरी दीवानी रे, अफसोस तुझे है क्या। मुझसे दूर कहीं ना जा, बस यही कहीं रह जा। मैं तेरी दीवानी रे, अफसोस तुझे है क्या। तेरी मेरी कहानी नहीं बन गई, तू मेरा हो गया, मैं तेरी हो गई। जहाँ जाए तू संग मुझे ले जा, ले जा, ले जा, ले जा, ले जा, ले जा, ले जा रे। महकी रात में चुरा के सारे रंग ले जा, सारे रंग ले जा। राते राते में भीगू साथ में, तू ऐसी मुलाकात दे जा, मुलाकात।
Back it up now.
कोई कहे कहता रहे कितना भी हमको दीवाना, कोई कहे कहता रहे कितना भी हमको दीवाना।
गाएंगे हम अपने दिलों का तराना। बिगड़े दुनिया बिगड़ने भी दो,
झगड़े दुनिया
झगड़ने भी दो,
लड़े जो दुनिया
लड़ने भी दो।
तुम अपनी धुन में गाओ,
दुनिया रूठे रूठने दो,
बंधन टूटे
टूटने दो, कोई छूटे
छूटने दो। ना घबराओ,
हम है नए, अंदाज क्यों हो पुराना। हम है नए, अंदाज क्यों हो पुराना।
Hey, you got what I want is सोनिए, मिठी गल्लां करके तू ना जा छड़ के Hey, I think about it every day, baby looking like Hana Kazana on a plate. Hey, like mithai, like kulfi, rasmalai, hey, pista barfi, sardiyan vich garmi lagdi, jad vi tu mere raah vichon chaldi, yeah, lab vich mere kolo langdi, throw it back and bubble up in front of me. Everybody trying to figure out your recipe. I'm just trying to get a piece. Baby, I know that you wanna get crazy, crazy. Shorty, take it slow, then chitty, chitty. Hey, baby, let me see it. I just wanna eat it. Baby, let me see it. No, I really need it. Oh, baby, let me see it. I just wanna eat it. I know the things that you like.
Absolutely killed it. One more time, let's hear it for him. Come on, everyone, let's hear it for him. One more round of applause, a big one.
Woo! That was great, guys. All right. I always knew Neha's friends could dance, but it's good to know that they really were meant for each other. Govies can too, yeah. So as a special surprise for everyone, we end the evening tonight with none other than the bride and groom-to-be. Let's give them a round of applause. Woo! Let's get ready to feel the love between these two. Let's hear it from Neha and Kaushik. Woo!
मेरी ना सुने ये दिल मेरा तेरे पीछे पागल है रुके ना रुके ये दिल मेरा जाने कैसी हलचल है कि मेरी सांसों में तू एहसासों में तू हर हंसी में मेरी बस तू नैनने बंद आँखें में जारे तमने जाया छे नैनने बंद आँखें में जारे तमने जाया छे तू ही तुम हो मेरी सांसों में और हो ख्यालों में नैनने बंद आँखें में जारे तमने जाया छे
कैसे तुमको ये बताएं कैसे तुमको ये समझाएं दर्द दिल का हाल क्या है कैसे तुमको ये बतलाएं
She more than shy now. Ooh yeah. Oh na na na. And we don't even need to pretend.
ਤੱਕਣੀ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਲ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਤੱਕਣੀ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਲ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਜਿੰਦੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਐ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਬਿਨਾ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਦਿਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਜਿੰਦੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਐ ਤੇਰੇ ਨੈਣਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਮਝ ਨਾ ਆਵੇ ਕਦੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਦੇ ਨਖਰਾ ਦਿਖਾਵੇਂ ਨਖਰੇ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਲ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਹੋ ਨਖਰੇ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਲ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਜਿੰਦੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਐ
When I had my heart locked down, baby, you let that thing go. Baby, you let that thing go. Picked it up off the ground. Baby, you let that thing go. Baby, you let that thing go. Worried I would let you down. Baby, you make that thing okay. You let that thing go. Baby, you let that thing go.
Come and move that in my direction so thankful for that such a passion yeah turn every situation into heaven yeah oh you are my sunrise on the darkest day got me feeling some kind of way make me wanna savor every moment slowly slowly
ਉਹ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਸੂਟ ਸੂਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਉਹ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਸੂਟ ਸੂਟ ਕਰ
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your bride and groom. And at this time, we'd like to invite all of you out to the dance floor. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to invite all of you to the dance floor. Let's join our bride and groom on the dance floor. Woo! Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to ask all of you to please join the bride and groom on the Woo! Here we go, come on.
Thank you, everyone. Open dance floor. Woo! Let's celebrate these two. Woo!
Hands up, hands up, hands up. Get him up, come on!
Just move it round and round. मैं तेरे उत्ते वाला $, euro, pound. मन ले तू है किते याद शौकीन, मन है किते याद शौकीन. Tell me, what
Here we go, hands up!
इश्क मिठा, कुड़ी नाल इश्क मिठा. रब्बा लगना किसे नू जावे, कुड़ी नाल इश्क मिठा, कुड़ी नाल इश्क मिठा. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਾਲ ਕਿਤੇ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਫੋਟੋ ਬੁੱਢੀ ਤੇਰੀ ਆ ਚਿੱਟੇ ਮੋਤੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਹਾਰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਤਾਂ ਸਹੀ ਕਾਦੀ ਦੇਰੀ ਆ ਟਿੱਕੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਨੈਣ ਨਕਸ਼ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇਰੀਆਂ ਪੰਜੇਬਾਂ ਦੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਰ ਗਈ ਬੈਂਕਰਪਟ ਹਾਲਤ ਮਾੜੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਜੇਬਾਂ ਦੀ Why don't you come
Get him up, get him up!